Guys, second episode of Road to Fide Master series. I'm playing my second game tomorrow with black pieces. Most likely, that's a team of kids, and those are like kind of good kids. So will be a good fight. Once again, break down puzzles, then opening prep, and tomorrow we'll be back to action. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, as we're going to hit this Fide Master in a couple of years, hopefully, if I play good enough. But let's go to puzzles. So guys, I'm preparing for my opponent, and he plays e4 from time to time. I'm playing with black pieces once again, and like lately he played a tournament in November, and he played the same setup basically as you might see here: knight f3, c4, then e3, and then b3. So I'm now trying to prepare for it. Here you can see Power Games database. Basically I have like a whole book of moves. So if, let's say, I scroll a little, knight e6, f5, so all kind of best moves. And also I have like the result down here, right? And that's where this ends. And I can basically choose from different options I might have. But I'll be basically spending some time trying to understand what I'm going to play, because I might play b6, let's say. Here, as you might see, that's like a solid setup to fianchetto bishop. Or I might do something else, like bishop e7 doesn't seem as bad, but a c5 is a nice option. It's hard. And then I'll also repeat some Sicilian stuff, since I noticed he in Najdorf he played d4 in some of the games, and also he played c3. Oh, my move. So basically I think c3, knight f6, and then bishop e2. That's what he played as well. Generally this is not bad for black, but I don't think he'll be going for this line specifically. He might choose the line with e4, c5, knight f3, d6. He might actually go bishop b5 here. Like, I'm not sure, like, kids have good coaches these days, because I'm not sure, like, yeah, you might play d4, takes. And here all my games in the database have knight f6 move. Maybe I'll try and play knight c6 tomorrow, or let's say a6 if this happens, right? But yeah, we'll spend some time right now analyzing the games. Oh man, tough prep, and most likely I'll show you their team, right? So here, as you might see, we're playing against these guys. So the guy I'm preparing right now for, he hasn't played in the first round, but most likely I think he's going to play tomorrow. I'll also be preparing for Sardak. I think I played him in Blitz. I don't remember when it was, how, but because I was recently looking at my Fide profile and I've suddenly found games against him. But yeah, so these two guys I'll prepare for, and then this is my team down below. We'll try to win. So I don't think I'll make like some extra announcements before the game ends. So, right now that's evening before the game. Tomorrow, round number 2. And let's go. I'll see you after the game. Alright guys, just came back from the game. Another draw with black pieces this time. You will see what happened, but it's a very exciting game. So again, I didn't even guess who my opponent will be, because they have like maybe 5 or 6 people registered, and I prepared for their best player on board 1. I also like kind of saw this guy's games, and like they play the same setup pretty much, like knight f3, e3. But yeah, I played against Sardak maybe a couple of years ago, and he was even younger, and at that time in Blitz we played like 1-1. So classical game. He's now 1929 Fide, once again, it's not FIDE rated tournament, but you know, training games still matter. So I play knight f6, knight f3. So I prepared for knight f3 initially, and I didn't expect him to play d4 on first move, but alright, so now we're basically playing by ourselves without any prep. G3, bishop b7, and I'm going to this queen's Indian defense. So protect, I go back, knight c3. So doesn't really matter if you go castle first or knight c3, but once white push knight c3, I immediately play c6, since now the move order matters, since if I go castle right now, there is move d5. So first I play c6, and after castle, we could transpose to main line of Queen's Indian, which is e4, d5, takes, e5, knight d4, and then there are a bunch of options for white. He played queen b3. Queen b3 is not the main line, and I never played against it in a serious game, but d5 is the move in my prep files. Rook a1, knight bd7, rook fd1, and here this is where I kinda went the opposite way opposed to my preparation files. So first of all, I want to show you the game that my coach played, I'm not sure, in 2019 actually, in Voronezh, back home in Russia. So same stuff, queen b3, as you can see here, Sherizanov Andrei, that's my coach. We worked with him like for maybe, not sure, maybe like 6 years, around 6 years till I was 18. Then obviously I went to Canada, but yeah, I mean, he taught me a lot. So let's see, so he played d5, and after rook a1 he played knight e4, not knight bd7. Knight e4 is playable, and he had quite an interesting game. Takes, queen b3, that ended in a draw. So he allowed his opponent to take 2 bishops, but he couldn't really do anything much with them. In c4, knight f6, and soon they agreed to basically a draw. Rook e5, rook e8, rook f5, rook d5, rook f5, rook d5, rook f5. So let's get back to my game. So I've played c5 a bit early, in my opinion. You can let me know in the comments what you have played here. So rook c8 is kind of preparing for the next moves, and rook c8 would have been probably slightly better, but let's say after bishop f4, I mean, a lot of players just do knight h5, and after bishop d2 just go back to f6 and agree to a draw. So, but white can play knight d1, going for, let's say, more aggressive play. And c5 here would have been nice. C takes d5, c takes d4, d6, attacking this on b7 and attacking the bishop on e7. So 2 bishops under attack. We gotta choose, and we play bishop d6, and you're like, oh no, my bishop, but you win it back with this fork. And after queen c4, knight d7, you kind of play this slightly worse position, still playable, not too bad. And look, maybe I should come up with some different line, because if white played bishop f4 here, let's say, and that's what kind of was, because I remember that at some point, once bishop goes to f4 and those two rooks are coming my way, it's gonna be pretty tough to play this position. Like, unless I play c5 immediately, I mean, I don't have too much choice here, so maybe I gotta change something in my prep. So c5, I was like, alright, c5 is good. I was calculating bishop f4 immediately, which he played in the game, and after c takes d4, I was like, alright, I should be better. So the point is, rook d4, I just want to show you what line I calculated. Let's say this. After rook d2, I was even thinking of some e5 options. Of course it doesn't work, but here's knight g4, trying to basically take on f2, and the e3 I have some e5. But yeah, this is a very difficult play. f6, h3, I mean, absolute nonsense. I didn't calculate this far, I'm just analyzing this with computer right now. He played knight b5. So one of the things is you can't take with the knight because I play e5. Even though here's still a lot of, like, I was trying to understand, like, what's gonna happen if he still takes with knight and d4, because yeah, I was calculating e5, and here, oh my goodness, I calculated so much. I calculated c takes d5, I calculated knight f5, apparently knight d5 is best, and after knight c5, queen c2, knight d5 takes, c takes d4, b4. It's like a very tough play here, and after d6 apparently white equalizes the game, but that didn't happen. Knight b5 was played, and here I played knight c5. So I was going for different calculation stuff here. Rook c8, like which computer suggests right now, I just don't understand the whole idea. Like, what if knight a7, rook c4? Alright, that makes sense now. And oh, and queen a8. Yeah, I didn't even see it during the game, but rook c8, yeah, seems like indeed like a nice resource. I just didn't see it. Or rook c8, I was calculating something like knight d6. Oh, but knight c5. Wait, knight c5, knight b7, knight b3. Yeah, so apparently, yeah, I just missed rook c8. Rook c8 surprisingly appears to be super powerful. Like, I'm calculating this right now. Maybe c takes d5, rook c1, knight d5. Yeah, surprisingly, guys, knight f4, being in this, knight c5, and then knight f4. Yeah, actually, I could have gained some advantage, but yeah, I couldn't find it. Play knight c5, and after queen c2, my plan was to go d3, which I played in the game. And after takes d3, I played some terrible moves. I played a6, which is normal, and here, so I was calculating knight c3 initially. Then I noticed that there is also some bishop c7, which was played in the game. And here I played queen c8, and after bishop d6, of course, I saw the opportunity of going for threefold repetition. Because, let's say, white cannot go back, there are no other moves, so they have to do something. Let's say they gotta protect it or play bishop e7, but I'm alright after bishop e7 and takes, since, let's say, knight will have to go back. And I can trade and go rook f8. I mean, I'm completely fine. My knight potentially goes to e4. I have no problems whatsoever. But, you know, unfortunately on board 3, my teammate was losing. And it wasn't clear. Board 4 won. On board 2 we had an extra pawn position, which eventually couldn't be converted. And look, I almost like cost my team a whole match, because what happened later is a bad thing, you know. I could have lost, and I could have cost my team a game, but luckily, I mean, here queen d8, like, you know, karma eventually would, you know, when you don't agree to a draw, something bad might happen, and it almost happened in this game. I just got very lucky. A takes b5, so this is what I was calculating. Like, I was calculating, like, yeah, I saw this repetition, right, but I want to go for something more. After bishop e7, I played rook e8, basically leaving myself. So you'll see, my point was rook is now open, but I missed one crucial thing. It was kind of in blind spot, and I spent too much time thinking. So here I was also calculating b takes c4, basically sacrificing my exchange. C takes d3, and then queen f8, right? But here, let's say takes, and now rook e8 would have been a lot better, since now after b4 I have this knight d4. And again, guys, my blind spot, my bad, because I played first rook e8, and now after takes, white have b4, protecting the pawn on a2 and attacking my knight on c5. So here, between choosing going to a4, a6, or d7, knight d7, like, he pointed this out to me after the game, and I was like, this is too passive. This is just, yeah, queen d2, queen d2, like, yeah, he also mentioned queen d2 moves, which is smart. Knight a6, my point was to attack this pawn, right? But look, guys, and you're wondering why this is a mistake. This is a mistake basically because you don't want to put your knight on the edge of the board. Even if attacks something, like, it's still, you will see why it doesn't work. I played, he played queen b2, I played queen d8, protecting the pawn, and now he captures pawn on b5. I was also wondering, like, what if c5, but what we both missed here is move that could have happened in the game, a4. And the point of a4 is simple. You protect the pawn, and this pawn cannot be taken, and white are completely winning. And if rook a4, queen c2, double attack, and white win. But he played knight d4, and we didn't see a4 during the game. So that's kind of why you should solve tactics, because then you might see, alright, what if I steal? Even if it seems unreal, you still play it, what happens, and that's what happens, like double attack, and it's over. So here I played d5, and after knight c6, which is a mistake, I played queen d6, and now there is no way to protect this pawn. a4 no longer works, because now knight blocks everything on c-file. Queen b3, knight b5, bishop d5, and here apparently queen d7 would have equalized the game. I mean, I can't say it was a terrible move. Rook c8, attacking the knight, a4, bishop c6, and now once again white had rook c6, and the point is, after rook c6, a takes b5. This is an attack, right? Rook c8, bishop a8, rook e8, rook c1, taking control over c-file, and white again are better. He decided to play bishop f7. Bishop f7 looks logical. You take a pawn on f7, you open up the king. I play king g7, and after a takes b5. I'm not playing bishop b5 since, I mean, computer doesn't see a huge difference, but for me, I was like, alright, these pawns are doubled. They don't really matter at this point. And I was like, bishop b5, bishop h5, and I was like, there is no counterplay. What should I do? I mean, computer holds it. I mean, queen f7 right now is kind of threatening. Computer holds it by simply playing queen d7, but I was like, after bishop f3, I might have a chance to win this game. And he played rook e1, and here I had some rook c1, queen d4. I played queen d4 immediately, and let's say here rook c4, unfortunately, would have been a terrible move, because rook a1, and now, like, you know, a lot of counterplay. He played more solid, he played bishop c4, and I played rook c7. I was like, maybe rook a7 potentially, maybe rook c8, and this bishop is not moving, so I might play rook c8, e4, and try to take it, right? h3, trying to create some space for the king, and I played h5, trying to push the pawn. Queen c3, and here computer says queen c3, it's a good queen trade. f5, and suddenly I am actually not a lot worse. But I play king d7, attacking pawn on h3, king goes to h2, and now I play k2, attacking the pawn on f2. And you might say, alright, what if he took? Takes, queen d4, and I was like, alright, I should definitely not lose this game. This is protected, this rook will have to cover f2 pawn, and there is not much white can create with bishop and rook. So I was like, I would be safe, so he played rook c2, and after takes, queen d4, suddenly I have very, very strong counterplay, potential h4, which I could play after queen a2, h4, give me a lot of advantage. I couldn't find it again, and it's not like, oh, by the way, here I think I had like 10 seconds left. Yeah, let me see. It's move 38. So yeah, I actually had like maybe 10 seconds, so I couldn't really think. So yeah, there is 10 seconds increment, but like, yeah, I couldn't calculate. Like, I was worried with this a8, but h4 apparently is just too strong, because after d takes e4, bishop e4, this square is covered, and there is no point of entrance for this queen, and this bishop is under attack. I'm constantly threatening h takes g3, this bishop goes somewhere, rook goes to c1 and tries to checkmate. So I could have created a lot of counterplay, but after queen a2 I played f5, which I can't say is bad, but after queen a8 I played a terrible move. And yeah, it just, again, I thought I can't lose it, because after d takes c4, queen d1, the only thing that saved me is that he had no time as well. And here I offered him a draw, and after queen b7, king g8, queen c8, king g7, he offered me a draw back, and we agreed. No time for both of us, but he could have played for a win here. So it seemed like black are actually holding, but apparently, let's say in this specific case, takes, queen takes on b6, and now this pawn is protected. I play h4, and now basically king g7, queen f4. So I'm not sure if it's a fair result. I mean, he was better throughout the most entirety of the game, the most duration of the game. Like, yeah, just, you know, stupid blunders. Like, you know, it's tactical. He played well. Like, kudos to him, he played really well. Again, I messed up. Like, you know, I was looking at other boards, guys. In other situation, I would probably repeat moves after he played bishop d6 in what position it was, in the following position. Like, I would just play queen d8, bishop c7, queen c8. Cause look, I mean, yeah, I couldn't find best options earlier in the game, and yeah, I would just repeat moves. But the match situation, you know, of course I want my team to win. Like, we made the draw in the first round, 2-2. Now again the second round, again I made the draw, and the team drew as well, 2-2 again. So like, very slow start. I tried to play for more. I almost costed my team whole match, but alright. My next game is on February 18, and guys, I'm not sure, but I might play one FIDE tournament in February, depending on the roster that they will have. Because the tournament appears to be good. Like, you gotta be either 2000 FIDE rated or 2200 Canadian rating, which is kind of equivalent. But yeah, like 2 draws. I started with 2 draws, and yeah, next game is I mean, February 18 for sure. Might play a tournament, 6-round tournament, like from February, I guess 15 to 17. So let me know. I might play it just for you guys, not for content, and for content as well. But yeah, if you want to see me play in this tournament, please let me know in the comments. Hope you're enjoying the series so far. Tough game, very tough one, but I'm glad I saved it. I'm just glad he didn't find it, I couldn't find it, anything. So I think fair result, kind of fair result. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye bye.